Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the WWE and TNA news of the last 2 days. We start where Russo is currently scheduled to return to WWE action at this week's live events. On Sunday night in Everett, WA, Russo will be partaking in a triple threat match for the United States Championship against Kevin Owens and Mojo Rawley. Wow, that sounds like an amazing match. And on Monday night in Bakersfield, California, Rusev will be taking part in another US title match, with Shinsuke Nakamura being the third participant. That one's the moneymaker. Oh, that will be good. Can't wait to see that. But yeah, it's nice to know that Rusev is coming back. We need him. Please come back, Ruru. And then it was announced that Bobby Roode will be defending his NXT World title against Roderick Strong on July 5th edition of NXT. Well, now we know his feud going forward. That is nice. And then we go to the biggest story coming out of the last couple of days. Vince Russo have filed a restraining order against Jim Cornette. Oh yes. In the documentation, Russo is claiming that he is being stalked by Cornette. A bit of backstory if you do not know about this. Cornette made a offer to basically have a fight with Vince Russo, and then Russo put out a sarcastic apology video. Cornette made his own video after that with admitting defeat sarcastically to Russo. And then in the last video Cornette posted, he said he has a gift for Russo. It's going to be a surprise. You deserve this and you're going to get exactly what you deserve. With that being said, he filed a restraining order. Whoo! That is fun. Oh, God. Eric Bischoff commented on the news that Vince Russo has filed a restraining order against James Cornette with the following tweets. First of all, I rest my case. And second of all, the only thing that stalks this goof is his own bullshit. Oh, that's funny. And Jim Cornette was asked about the restraining order. He said he popped when the police officer broke the news to him. Cornette said he and his wife laughed about it. Cornette sarcastically said he thought that he and Rusev were just bros doing podcasts. Cornette also noted that he felt bad about Russo laying in wait at night and quivering over the remarks that were made, and was remorseful about the situation. You're such a sarcastic asshole, my friend. I love you. Sorry, that should make me laugh. And Vince Russo issued a public comment about the restraining order. Said, hope you now understand why I'm castrating the marks, not only legitimate wrestling journalism, contributing to about the order of protection, 100% of the narrative opinion attempting to sway their audience. If you follow without both sides, you clearly don't have a mind of your own. Okay, whatever. Fuck you, Russo. Jim Cornette, man. Oh. Do we have a good / bad news for SmackDown Live? First of all, the TV tapings bounced back by about 500,000 people. It went from 2 million to 2.5 million. So good news there. But on the bad news, it only drew 3,100 paid attendance. It was bad enough that people were moved to one side of the ring and the cameras were careful to only shoot the TV side. Wow. Wow. Damn. They haven't been this low since they weren't a brand. They weren't an actual brand. Jesus. Good luck, SmackDown, with your attendance. Let's move on to the Money in the Bank ladder match. There's some interesting stats about it. This year's men's Money in the Bank was the longest Money in the Bank in history, clocking in at 29 minutes and 50 seconds. In contrast, the women's Money in the Bank was the second shortest in history, clocking in at just 13 minutes and 18 seconds. Very interesting. Very, very interesting stats there. Moving straight on. It's interesting to know that Enzo and Cass had 54 items of merchandise available on WWE's website. That's more than anyone else on the roster, including John Cena, Roman Reigns, The New Day, AJ Styles, and Seth freaking Rollins. That is a lot. A lot of merchandise. And one little interesting thing I noted, Pop Vinyls noted that a new Enzo and Cass figure set is scheduled to come out this August. They put on Twitter, so don't forget to buy the Enzo and Cass 2-pack this August at Walgreens. That's quite interesting. Because they just split them up. Oh god, what an arse. Amuses me. Enzo issued his first public comments about the team splitting with the following message. Big Cass threw in the towel and I dried up the gangsters here with it. I ain't throwing in the towel with Conor McGregor. I got 9 lose. I don't know. Weird. Okay, let's move on. There's an Alberto Del Rio comments. He's compared his match at Slammiversary against Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. Our match is going to be 1,000 times better. I have deep respect for Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. I know they'll give the fans an amazing match, but they're limited by the politics in that company. The company won't let them give 100% to the audience. They're going to hold them back. Impact Wrestling here is the ring. Go do your thing. Yeah, because it's not like AJ Styles for some fantastic matches every week, is it, mate? And he commented on leaving WWE. I was in a place where I was not happy. I was waking up every morning really struggling to go to work. I got to the point where I asked myself, do I want to continue with pro wrestling business? I said to myself, I've lost passion and love for the business, but I was wrong. I never lost passion for pro wrestling business. I lost respect for that other company. I realised that it was not the business, it was the place where I was working. So I decided to call the one that matters, and the company said, I'm sorry sir, thank you for the opportunity, thank you for everything, but I'm happy with this place and I need to move on. I'm blessed and lucky to find a place like Impact Wrestling. They needed someone like me, and they needed a company like Impact Wrestling, and I needed a company like Impact Wrestling. It was perfect timing to start doing business together. Fair enough, mate. I can completely understand wanting to leave your job. Shit, I should have wrote CV tonight. Okay, moving on, that's nothing to do with this. Jeff Jarrett commented on the legal situation between Impact Wrestling and the Hardys over the broken gimmick. I always take the high road because there's legal squabbles or potential legal squabbles, but I have to say this to a couple of outlets. And I say this very broad. Sorry, I'm from Nashville, so I'm around music, which is an inside property, and I have been in the business for 30 years. Integrating properties are always very simple. There's two sides to it. There's the publishers and the writers, and there's the performers as well. Jeff Hardy has been one of my best friends for 20 years. You can look on my social media and their social medias, and we take our family vacations together, but business is business. So when it relates to Impact, it's wrestling. There's a publisher who owns the property, and there's a writer who gets the credit and can monetize it. And there was the performance. There is no question that Broken Matt and Brother Nero's performances were off the charts good, but when it comes to ownership, to me, it's almost silly squabbles that have never been in question. Impact are the owners. Show us the legal documentation, my friend. I have one update here. Rebby Hardy has already responded to this. She said, stop doing stupid interviews before I release your drunk texts and DUI records that somehow haven't gotten out. Wait, oops. Don't say you want to be done when the drama's quiet in a quiet matter, and then have the company studios like Jeff and Dutch give interviews spewing bullshit. If there's an issue, if the issue was as simple as cut and dry as these morons are trying to make it seem, I wouldn't have been out here fighting for my family. Truth is, TNA can't afford to go to court over this, and they're going to downplay it to anyone who will listen and lie to look more powerful. Money is power, and never forget that. With that being said, she responded with the comment, she took the screenshots of Jeff Jarrett's DUI charges and put them out on the internet. I will not be showing them for the legal ramifications that can cause. I don't want to get a knock by lawyers from Impact saying you just shared some detailed documentation, because I ain't that stupid. But Rebby has got a team of lawyers. I have not. Yeah, she actually did respond with, I always take the high road comment, saying, technically getting a DUI is taking the high road. It's funny. So yeah, with the comment she put, violation of ignition, hot and fresh out of the kitchen. Oh, interesting stuff here. And 5 more names have been announced for the Mae Young Classic. Tessa Blanchard, who's the daughter of Hall of Famer and Four Horsemen member Tully Blanchard and granddaughter of Joe Blanchard. She was also in WCPW. Abby Lace, I don't know. Tanyard Conti, Jazzy Gabbert, and Kavita DV. There you go. They're 5 more people. They sound interesting. Can't wait to see the tournament. And with much speculation, WWE may be bringing back the Punjabi prison match for Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal at Battleground. It started on July 19th when Wrestling Observer website member Big Heavy Guy wrote the following. I heard a rumour that a guy who is security at Wells Fargo Centre in Philadelphia said they are measuring up the arena to fit a large bamboo structure. 2 days later, the YouTube channel Heel by Nature noted that WWE warehouse officials have been instructed to take the Punjabi prison structure out of storage. Wow. Okay, maybe they'll make this match decent for once. Fucking hell, the other two have been terrible. Ooh. Jarrett's interview, this is a bit of an add-on, has not only generated controversy with Terry Hardy, but others in the wrestling business, as well as Shane Helms, who is a close friend with the Hardys and wrote the following about Jarrett's comments on Twitter. It's funny how other people say it's business, nothing personal, are usually the ones fucking people over. Helms recently announced he was departing from Impact Wrestling, stating, I'd like to wish Impact Wrestling all the best in their future endeavour. I've never been an ass slicker, and I'm damn sure not going to start with an owl. Fair enough. And according to Dave Meltzer, Helms, along with Pat Kennedy, also notified the company due to budget cutting. Sanjay Dutt and Abyss are going to be taking over as agents since they can do double duty as agents and wrestlers. Meltzer noted that it's not a good sign that Anthem at a company is having to do budget cuts when they're already working with a skeleton crew to begin with. Good luck, Impact. And very good news. Mauro Ranallo announced the following on his Instagram page. The NXT chapter begins. WWE and I have mutually agreed to end my responsibilities on SmackDown, having nothing to do with rumours about disputes. As I remain under contract with WWE, we've discussed various options. Despite originally agreeing to part ways, there was always a desire to continue to working together. We've come to terms to a new agreement that benefits both WWE and me, and I'm thrilled to announce that I'll be part of the NXT broadcasting team. I have to watch NXT now. NXT content Wednesday night, maybe. It's believed he has signed a multi-year deal which allows him to work on non-WWE events. So his gig with Bellator MMA and the McGregor Mayweather fight are still scheduled to happen. But it's nice to know that they've come to terms with him staying. Good job there, mate. And there are speculations that planned Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar match for WrestleMania 34 could be taking place at SummerSlam. The possible reason is that WWE wants to boost television ratings and make SummerSlam the biggest show possible. Braun Strowman's injury and return early could also be a factor in WWE considering changing long-term plans. While Strowman was originally scheduled to face Lesnar at SummerSlam, Reigns challenging the Universal Champion on Raw gives WWE the opportunity to move to a different storyline direction. Good. I don't want it to be anywhere near WrestleMania. Just let Strowman have it at WrestleMania. That'd be much better. And in an interview with Channel Guide magazine, Cody Rhodes commented on the potential return to WWE. I don't want to sound negative, but being part of history right now in this new era and the new boom, I didn't get that while I was in WWE, so currently there's no incentive for me to return to WWE. I'm making more money than I was with WWE. Damn, Cody. Fucking hell. Good job there, mate. I've been in some unbelievable matchups too that are coming up. I love WWE, and I'm currently there is no incentive. There are some things I would love to be part of. I would love to be part of the Dusty Tag Team Tournament. At the same time, I don't think I'm playing a revenge song here. I just don't think I'm ready to move out of the spot where I am at. Fair enough, mate. You've gone out, you've started doing it on your own. Fair enough. I can agree with that. And we have former WWE and WCW star Sean Stasiak sent the following message on Twitter. With all due respect to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon, the WWE product really looks like it needs some help, some spark. Open to talk when you are. He's teasing a comeback. I don't know why, but bring it on. And on a recent appearance on the Edge and Christian podcast, Shawn Michaels talked about what today's wrestlers are lacking. I think my match with Vader was the first time I can recall stomping for the super kick, and you're the champion, and so you're figuring out new ways to develop and grow and evolve. It's not a knock, but I don't know how many people are doing this. People have sort of set in their sequence and their distinguished moveset or whatever, and heck, we're still trying to grow in a main event of pay-per-view. You know what I mean? There's a constant effect of character development, so to speak, the opposed to being set in and just moving forward. Again, it's not being critical of anyone, it's just something when I watch, it's just people that are pretty set on who they are. I don't know if that's the most positive way to go about doing it. If you want to continue to grow as a character, to stretch out and to have more range and have more emotions and have more everything, because once you do sort of got getting settled in, then it becomes repetitive, right? I can completely agree with that statement. If people start getting set in their old ways, like Randy Orton, you just kind of think, why? He's shit. So I can agree with that. And former Ring of Honor star Bobby Fish is reportedly spotted in Orlando with an NXT producer, Ryan Katz. According to ProWrestlingSheet.com, Fish is scheduled to debut at tonight's NXT tapings. That was probably the night that had just gone. But oh well. Congratulations to him. And the last story, and this has got to be the most bizarre story I've read today. Via Twitter, Bobby Lashley asked President Donald Trump to be in his corner for his title defense at Slammiversary. Yeah. Alberto announced earlier in the week that his father, legendary Mexican wrestler Dos Cortas, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, will be in his corner at Slammiversary. Lashley asked Trump to join at Slammiversary, which will be held on pay-per-view and filmed in the back lot of Universal Studios, Florida, in Orlando. He tweeted, "Well, it looks like I need to find a corner man for Slammiversary. At Real Donald Trump, it won't be the first time. Real legend." Lashley tweeted, "Impact Wrestling is still waiting for an answer from Donald Trump." Really? This can't be real. I know he's appeared at wrestling events before, but really? The President of the United States? Oh my God. That is such a publicity stunt, isn't it? I can see through your lines of a publicity stunt. Okay, with that being said, that is the news. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please support me on Patreon, a link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.